We've been bragging so much lately about OLED monitors, but today we think we may have found something better.
This is a gaming monitor from KTC that is not only mini LED, but supports 4K at 160Hz while also being 1080p at 320Hz. It comes in at a competitive price point, especially compared to OLED monitors. We have to give a big thanks to KTC for sponsoring this video. They sent this monitor over for us to mess around with, have some fun, and show you guys what it's all about. Let's not waste any more time, unbox it, and get into our testing of this beautiful display that I think is gonna be really cool for those who've considered OLED, but I've never really seen mini LED before, let alone dual mode monitors.
So this is 27 inches?
It's a 27-inch display, it's a big box.
I was gonna say, it's like a 32-inch box.
This display is 4K 160Hz, but it's also dual mode, meaning it has a native scaler where you can run games at 4K 160Hz, but then switch to 1080p 320Hz for competitive esports titles. I think it's pretty cool. I haven't seen a ton of these monitors, and I've not seen one in person before, and also it's mini LED, which has some of the same properties as OLED, some of the less risks of OLED, and does feature really good contrast. So I'm excited to see how this monitor looks, and the estimated price point, it is not available in the US just yet, but should be around the time this video goes live, is around 500 US, which compares very nicely to an OLED monitor we've looked at recently. I'm holding on to the stand. The stand's not going anywhere. All right, so inside this bag, we got a lot of different stuff. We got a power cord, we have a USB-C, so there's probably a USB-C pass-through, or it can be ran off USB-C as well, and we have a display port, so we have all the cables we need to get this set up. What's that power brick looking like?
240 watts, and it weighs a lot.
That makes sense. I think the box itself even said USB-C, so it probably has the charging where you can use the display and charging for Thunderbolt supported devices.
And this stand is like heavy duty. This is gonna be nice.
This is really nice.
Look at this.
Now, this is a white monitor, which I feel like we don't see a lot of like all white monitors here on the channel.
No.
Normally it's pretty traditional just to go with the black monitor design.
And this would be pretty slick in an all white setup. Yeah, this is gonna be like really
Ooh,
nice.
is that like a carbon fiber kind of finish?
It's almost like a spiral design.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then
Cable
the stand.
routing.
Look at this thing. That's a beefy ass stand. Shout out to KTC. I mean, again, this is a company that has been making monitors for a long time, and they are the OEM for some companies that you've heard of in the space, but they just decided to release their own monitors, and we reviewed a couple of them here on the channel, and they've always been really good quality, and the price performance is always solid. And Jonah has one. He uses the OLED one in his home setup.
Let's go ahead and get this thing unsheathed here. Let's safely get it up.
And the LED is heavy technology.
Awkward to pick up.
It is. All right. Beautiful. White. The screen's not white.
What? What the heck?
Oh, it's supposed to be all white.
What the heck? All right, let's go ahead and get this on the stand, then we'll go over some of the ports in the back. And it does have like every little bit of functionality you could ask for. We got portrait mode, and can it go both? Yeah, it can go either way. That's actually kind of cool. A lot of monitors don't go both ways. Ooh, that feels, do you feel that? Why does it feel so good?
It's really smooth.
Yeah. All right, let's go over the ports that we have, and I think, I can't tilt it enough, but I can do this.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Dude, there's a lot of ports on this. Holy crap. All right, this is like looking at a laptop. So we have our DC power in, we have a headphone pass-through, we have USB Type-C, which of course is a charging port, fast charging. We got a display port, 2 HDMIs. That's a USB Type-B 3.1. We have 2 USB pass-throughs as well. One of them says service. I'm not sure what that means.
I'm assuming for like firmware updates, it's probably the firmware port.
Oh, so it's like a BIOS port.
Yeah, so if you ever want to do firmware updates to the monitor, honestly, unless you're having issues, I don't really recommend you do that to begin with. But if there's something you're troubleshooting with KTC, they might send you like a firmware update and you do it through that port. But let's get it plugged up. We have a nice PC to test this with. We have our normal test bench, which I promise you guys is getting replaced. I feel like I've teased this for a while. We're just dealing with the logistical issues to get everything going. But the old reliable is coming back, and I slapped in an RTX 5080 in it because we have a 4K monitor. I wish we had our 5090. We don't have our 5090 yet. But we can use RTX 5080, which would be great for it. Comes with the 7700X as well. And we're just going to game on it. We're going to have fun and see, is this mini LED dual mode monitor worth it? We had the KTC monitor ready to go, and we were realizing, hey, look, it looks a little dim, but not too bad. But you know what? I feel like this mini LED has some potential here. So let's go ahead and go to the settings menu, which, wow, the brightness is set to only 16%. Let's see how high this can go.
Oh my gosh.
That is pretty dang bright. I will say though, once you get to like 60,
it like reaches the ceiling.
Yeah, so we'll do like 90. We'll just do 90 for the fun of it. I will say, nice navigation knob, very easy to move around the menus. I mean, you've seen these other monitor videos. Normally, it's a restart like 20 different times. Professional modes, we have native, the sRGB, Adobe RGB, DCI-P3 color space, if that's what you're looking for. We'll just go native for now. If you are doing creative applications, you can adjust that as needed. We are on a warm color profile. Let's see what the difference looks like. So warm, cool. I would say warm looks brighter.
Warm looks nice.
Let's just run user. Let's see what that looks like. Gamma set to this. Everything looks pretty standard there. Low blue light. If you want to save your eyes, I would recommend it. Adaptive sync, we'll go ahead and turn that on. Always good to have adaptive sync on for the adjustment in your frame rate. Of course, it takes me out of the menu now. Let's go back.
You heard it here first. If you're not running low blue light, you're on OLED, your eyes are burning.
Yep, they're burning. We got overdrive sets. You can go ultra fast on, what is dynamic overdrive? That's crazy. Game assist. We got crosshairs, guys. There we go.
Let's cheat. Heck yeah.
Let's go.
How did the mouse happen to be right in the middle?
Yeah, I don't know how that happens. We did all that. The RGB lighting can be changed. It's currently on breathe mode, which you can check on the back side. And dual mode is what we want. We want dual mode on.
Like the actual settings, and I guess see if.
Because this isn't, it's not running
God.
at that. Definitely not running at it. So do you have to, I guess you have to swap it from the menu. When you hit dual mode, I guess when it's on, you switch to 320 hertz. Okay guys, so we are set to the 1080p 320 hertz mode, which will allow us to play our competitive shooters at a really high frame rate. I think we'll probably do like Marvel Rivals, or we have CS as well. CS will probably be a good example of that, because it's a game you would actually hit that FPS target pretty frequently. Rivals, you're probably at like 180, 190 most of the time. But we'll start off with the esports titles at 1080p, and then work our way up to the higher end games at 4K, so we can decide which mode we like the best. And honestly, the main idea with this monitor is when you're playing those competitive shooters, go 1080p. If not, go 4K. We'll start out with the 1080p option, and Jackson, you want to play CS?
I'll try it.
He's going to try some CS, see if it make him a great CS gamer. I'm excited.
At 320 hertz.
At 320 hertz. Let's go.
All right, guys, we're playing some CS2. Now, currently, I am in a bot lobby because we were having some internet issues. And yeah, our ping was like horrible. I was hitting shots that just weren't connecting. But anyways, we're running some high settings. We're currently at 1080p because it's CS. I mean, come on. You got to run those high refresh rates. So we're getting our full 320 hertz. We're actually getting over 320 FPS, and it's very smooth. I will say, you know, me personally, I'm probably, if I got this monitor, I would definitely stick to that 4K 160 hertz because I think that looks so freaking good. But I know a lot of people do not care about the looks at all. They're like, literally, I just want my highest refresh rate possible, and this is definitely getting it. It's cool you can just switch back and forth too without having to like whip out a second monitor.
Yeah, no, this is pretty cool, and I will say it looks a lot better in game than it did on desktop, because on desktop it's really noticeable when you're going between 4K and 1080. There's really nothing KTC could even do about that. It's just super noticeable. But when you're in game and you have that super smooth high refresh rate, you know, it's much better.
Yeah, and you know, with mini LED, one of the advantages over OLED is obviously like less burn-in possibilities, and also mini LED can get a good amount brighter. So if you're one of those people that playing maybe like you got windows behind you, or you're in like a very lightly lit room, you're gonna get higher peak brightness with mini LED over OLED. So yeah, it's pretty slick. But you know, let's go ahead and test out another game, because CS, I mean, I'm not a competitive player, but I can definitely tell you that this would be about as good as it gets.
Next. All right, guys, we are now testing Oblivion Remastered, which I will say, I'm normally not someone who'd recommend a 4K monitor for most people, but if you have a really high-end GPU and you want to play a game like this, I'll say 4K looks pretty dang good. Especially look at Bench Marcus. All the detail in Bench Marcus. My God, he's never looked so good. We're currently running some 4K high settings with a little DLSS with some frame gen on, and we have some ray tracing as well. And yeah, this is looking really, really good. A very good gaming experience, and this is running on the 4K mode, if I didn't mention that already. 4K 160 hertz, which again, in a game like this, high refresh rate isn't that big of a deal. But if we're getting over 100 constantly, it's just gonna be a much smoother experience. And I will say, feels very responsive, and I think, again, for 90% of gamers, the 4K mode is going to be a mode that you're going to run when you're playing a game like this, where you want to see all the pretty visuals and everything. And then you swap down to 1080p if you want to just have a competitive advantage. So dual mode is pretty cool, because you have the ability to do both natively. Guys, if there's anywhere you want Bench Marcus to go to advance the story, let me know, and I'll get somebody on it. It won't be me.
You have time to advance Bench Marcus?
Bench Marcus needs some advancement. Oh, yeah. But look at, ooh, yes. So about the Oblivion Gate.
Yeah, it goes crazy.
On a mini LED. Especially even like OLEDs, it looks really, really good. So yeah, this is pretty nice. It's pretty nice. 4K is looking pretty good. And considering it's the dual mode, and you don't have to commit to 4K, and that way you can maybe get away with a slightly lesser GPU than you normally would, because you have the ability to go 1080p on the other titles and have a pretty good native experience. So This is looking pretty good. I'll have Jackson play another game at 4K so we can get a better idea of what this looks like. But so far, this monitor looks pretty solid, and I hope you guys at home are seeing how cool it looks on camera.
All right, we're back to 4K 120. We're currently playing some Doom. We're on Ultra Nightmare 4K, running some DLSS. Getting about 90 to like 100 FPS.
Demanding game.
Very demanding game. Even for a 5080, this is a game that I just beat at home, and I run a 5080, so I know it's demanding. I'm at 1440p, and there were times where I was like, man, I could use a little more FPS. But this looks really good. The mini LED, you know, it's funny because this is a really dark game, but the mini LED, that is one thing it does a good job at, is making sure that you can still see everything well. Boom. It looks good. The fire looks really good on this monitor, I feel like.
It does. It was same thing with the Oblivion games. The fire just really pops.
Yeah. So basically, like, the consensus nice and vibrant when it comes to colors. But yeah, and I like too, like, we got like the rain particles on the screen. This does a pretty good job at capturing details. Now, I know, you know, OLED's gonna be better at displaying like, you know, true black, so like the really dark areas. But you know, for some people, mini LED may honestly be a better move with the overall brightness comparison.
But yeah, guys, this was us having some fun playing on this awesome KTC monitor. Dual mode monitors are pretty sick, especially for those who want to play competitive shooter titles. And in the really nice high-end games, 4K looks really solid. Let's go ahead and tell you how you can get this monitor and wrap this video up real quick.
So that was really cool getting the game on mini LED. We don't have a lot of experience with them, but I can definitely say moving forwards, especially with the tentative price being maybe around 500 bucks, we don't know just yet, but that's our guess. I think this could be a pretty good choice for certain gamers out there who are looking for a really high peak brightness and they don't want to deal with any burn-in issues.
Shout out again to KTC for sponsoring this video. It was really cool to be able to play on a mini LED monitor if you want to learn more about this display and its availability, because it is coming to US markets very, very soon. Probably the time this video is out, it will be available. Check the links down below. And once again, this is a premium monitor. We know $500 is a lot for a monitor, but if you're somebody with a RTX 5080 or even some people at 9070 XT, like top of the line AMD or NVIDIA build, and you're looking to upgrade something in your setup and you're like, there's nothing else for me to upgrade to, definitely take a look at a higher end monitor like we've mentioned in our OLED monitor videos and now this mini LED monitor.
But anyways, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Hey, we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Now, once you buy a nice monitor like this, you're going to need a nice gaming PC to go with it, so check out PCBros.tech.
PCBros.tech. We have high-end gaming PCs, budget gaming PCs, and even gaming laptops. Whatever you want, we got you covered. Use code ToastyBros on checkout. You'll save 3% on your next purchase. See you guys later. Bye-bye.